BagFuel, baby.
All right, yo, BagFuel. Hoo-hoo. The ESSO.
Why you looking at me like that?
Because he's
This
trying.
is my camera look.
Oh,
This is my camera. I was just trying to get a nice little smile.
Heineken here.
That's a
Don't
sexy
be
camera.
fooled.
That's a sexy
Don't be
camera.
fooled. This is just a camera look.
All right,
Yeah,
all right, cool.
I want to appreciate the person who you are, Kim Osorio, because years ago you tried to get me a check. Russell Simmons was cheap, but you tried to make it happen. Yeah, she was there for the meeting for Global Grind.
That's crazy that you're bringing this up. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
I still do that to this day.
What?
Get people checks.
Put people on.
You ain't called me. I got a DM. I know your friend over there. You ain't put nobody on.
I don't think I knew you.
She did it.
Back then.
So that's the key to the connection. You gotta know me. You can't just
Relationships
like
are everything in the game.
Oh, she talking your lingo.
I just was getting to that.
Relationships are
I just wanted to say.
everything.
And you also saved Esso from being assaulted on a intimate level by an Asian woman. Say Asian.
Right.
An Asian woman assaulted me at Kim's event a couple of weeks ago.
It was so crazy that Bernice's manager walked up to us and said, "Who's this girl that's with y'all?" We're like, "I know you more than I know her, and I just met you today." She's like, "Y'all don't know her?" He's like, "And as a black man, he can't do anything because we'll go to jail."
I think, as a new establishment, I think, Esso was sitting at the bar looking like a snack. She came over to him.
And
she left her nigga.
You invited me out here. I'm supposed to look good.
No, you know what's crazy?
Bianca was on FaceTime.
I got the mean peripheral vision.
Told you.
I'm sitting here having a conversation, and over there I see Esso like it's a lot of activity with his arms. I said, let me go over there and make sure everything is cool because it's my event. So I go over there, I see Esso. It was a lot of like head movement, shoulders, arms. And this woman was all over him. I mean, she was touching his face.
Yeah, she was wild.
Did she kiss you?
She tried.
Yeah.
She tried to kiss me. I was like, yo, you wilding right now. And she couldn't even speak English.
But
that was the scary part.
Let me
She
say
couldn't even
this.
speak English.
Yes.
Because I'm a journalist, really at the core of who I am. The real journalist that I am, the next time I went to that establishment, I did my homework. Because I thought that was the owner's wife.
No, that's his friend, she said. That's his best friend.
Chick. It's his side chick.
Oh. So that's why I said she left her nigga.
Because they call her the princess. They was like, she's the princess. I was like, the princess. She's like, you never been here before. I was like, how the fuck do you know?
Yeah. She was running stuff in there. That's why I thought she was his wife.
No, she can't. No, I didn't think it was his wife because the way she came over, this is off top of y'all, but the way she came over was really wild. Like, who are you?
Because I thought we was going to have to fight because dude is sitting there eating. We're like, yo, your chick is walking over to talk. I was like,
and she's in my face. And I'm like, yo.
She's rubbing his face. And
I'm like, yo.
And the crazy part is he can only do but so much to,
push her back off me.
It was an exciting day.
Yes.
But things always happen in my events or things like that.
Yeah, where? Because you've been in the news a lot, so we got to figure out how we're going
to. You be in the news right now.
Yes.
I saw Chinese Kitty go in on the motherfucking show.
You didn't hear about that?
Of course I heard.
She was tagged on Shade Room.
Okay, just making
sure. They tagged me on Shade Room?
I think so.
Yeah. Shout out to Shade Room. I got tagged. I got a little tag.
But yeah, Kim, you put a show together called The Impact. It's nothing but
executive producer. Yes,
I apologize for.
I work with a team of executive. See, a lot of people don't.
Is that an all-women show?
No.
They don't cast men on that show at all?
There's a man on that show.
So
Amanda
Heineken, didn't she know you before she did the show?
Yeah, but she's always been.
What a casting
we
process.
wasn't hot enough at the time. Be honest. Tell me. We wasn't hot enough this time to be on your show.
No, wasn't that y'all wasn't hot enough. I haven't. Anyway.
Yeah, she knows.
There's another show that you might fit perfectly on.
What's that?
But the Impact skews, it's young, social media. You have to have a serious impact. But the way that the impact is measured, I believe, a certain amount of followers.
Yeah.
There are a lot of... There are
factors.
There are a lot of factors that go into when we're casting a show like that.
About star power.
Pick. And there's a lot of star power, but there's a lot of layers that you got to go through, right? It's a lot of, just the next time y'all watch a show, look at the amount of executive producers on the credits.
I watched the show.
Okay, so you see it's scrolling and scrolling. It's like 7 of us, right? So it's a lot of decision making, a lot of layers. So
So the other 6 people didn't like us? Is that what you're saying?
no, I didn't say that.
You said, I liked y'all, but there's 6 other motherfuckers that didn't
said,
want
"Is
y'all.
that are you just trying to subtly pass the buck?" You know, I do. You know, a lot of casts they go off. The show. You know, but there's a production company. There's a network. Right. There's a lot of
Red
decisions
tape.
that need to be made. There's maybe 42 minutes, depending on the show. Each show is different, but of runtime on a show, and you're filming like one scene. We're there filming most of the time.
What,
from
4 hours?
Yeah, let's just say, you know, a 1 hour setup, an hour of filming, or an hour and a half, right? And it's going to get cut to 3 minutes. And because of that, there's a lot that you don't see on these shows. It's the editing, but
Listen,
every show is edited, right? The best material is going to get through. So you have to be accountable for everything that you say on a show. You got to be accountable for everything. And you got to understand TV to understand, okay, I'll go in a show. I go in the scene. I know what the scene is about. You know, how am I going to react? Because it's all about your reactions on reality TV, right? And I think sometimes, you know, you get into situations maybe where the cast on the show don't like the way that the show is edited.
or portrayal is more.
Is
of
that
a,
what we're talking about with Chinese Kitty?
Well, her specifically, I can't remember exactly.
She said it's
what-
scripted.
Look, here we go.
Yes.
I was just asking.
He said, "Here we go.
That's
You're not
what
gonna
we're
play.
here, Kim.
You're not
Kim.
gonna play politics with us."
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
she
no.
said.
No,
Let me
no,
tell you
no.
what she
I think
said.
you can
Here's the
play.
thing.
You can play politics. Don't answer.
Yeah, we could. We
That-
don't
no,
care.
no. I answer whatever. Like it's you know, this is I've been doing this for a little while now, right? When you say it's
you're a legend
scripted,
and a veteran.
I'm trying to help you.
Show. No, I don't need no help.
No, I'm
in
about
this
to.
situation.
Oh yeah.
A scripted show.
She's spicy. I
Is
like.
she's spicy.
I love it.
Scripted
A
shows.
scripted show is a show where you have a script, right?
And they follow it.
And you follow a script. We don't tell people what to say in the show, or at least I don't produce
'Cause she
that
was
way.
talking
There's a
about-
lot of producers.
She was talking about cue cards, right?
That's not a cue card. She's
no.
talking about an app that many producers in reality use called Big Words.
But this is what I'm going. They do the same thing at the Maury show. Whenever they would have the guys that are talking about abusing their wives or their girlfriend, they would get. They're from like small towns and they wouldn't know what to say, and then the producer would pull a cue card up and they'd be like, "Say this word," just to make the product better.
Well,
Yes
it has
or no?
to come.
Because if you're saying big
Whoa.
words,
Big Words is an app, right?
okay, pardon me.
When you're in a scene, a lot of times in the scene is about something.
Yes.
But the thing about it is there's a lot of pre-production that goes into making a reality show. And in pre-pro, the way that I produce at least, right? I can't speak for everybody, but it's generally like what we do as producers in reality TV. Pre-pro means that we're sitting with the cast, we're getting insight, we're interviewing them, we're finding out about their life, because the best stuff on TV is always going to be what plays as real, right? You can see as a viewer, especially in this space, you can read fake very easy. You'd be like, that shit is fake, right? So we want to make sure that the cast doesn't come off fake on camera.
Gotcha.
Right? So we'll do a lot of pre-production. And in pre-production, you speak about things beforehand. And a lot of times, at least the way that I produce is we'll talk. And this is not specific to her situation. I'm just talking about in general, right? We'll talk and I'll ask questions because that's just in my nature in order to build a story. And when I ask a question, I'm going to say, what do you want to say to this person? And you tell me what you want to say. Got it. So when we go into the scene and we build the scene, and you might want to call this scripted, but this is not what a scripted show does,
Got you.
right? We build a scene based off of what you have told us you want to do or say in the scene. That's called insight, right? And so now, and I ain't giving away no super like reality show secrets. This is what happens on most shows. And so we go into the scene, and we have an idea of what that scene is going to be about. So you may get a reminder. Because now you get in a scene and you don't want to say what you want to say, what you said you was going to say. And we done got this whole thing going.
The money's
But
going.
I already took your
said
testimony.
You want to say this to this person, right? Or you want to do this. We got this whole scene built. And we'll sit around, and the clock is ticking.
Which means the money's going.
And the cameras are heavy. And the cameramen are sitting there with the cameras on their shoulder. And y'all in the scene going for 40 minutes.
Talking
about whatever
nothing.
you want to talk about.
Exactly.
And a producer who is waiting and keeping the clock is like,
Hey, what's up?
this is what the scene is about. That's what
May I ask a
is
real
happening.
question?
And that, and that's just, I'm speaking to, my experience, right? Maybe on other shows you might have difference. I always tell any cast, I say, do not do anything that you don't want to do. Because at the end of the day, you got to own it. And this particular show is a cast about social media influencers who have built their following on social media.
Yep.
So the last thing as producers that we want is for you to go on social media and say you didn't mean what you said. Or you did something that you didn't want to do.
Gotcha.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's just my experience.
My question to you is, because it wasn't a big deal to me, I'm just wondering why all of these women or people, let me not say people, go on various reality shows and complain about them. Because they always complain. The only one person that I haven't heard complain was Mariah Lynn. She take it on the chin.
And you know what? I've worked with her on shows.
I fuck with. People can say whatever they want.
She's one of the coolest people.
I fuck with Mariah Lynn.
Yeah.
People I don't
know what the negative energy
to.
When we post the pictures up, I've never seen so many women in the comments and I'm talking about the private DMs.
Right.
I hate this bitch.
No, how about the public? We did a fucking 8-bar where she rhymed. It got no lie, 50,000 views in 10 minutes, right? It was all hate. Yo, it was so much hate. Now, niggas hate me because I be telling the truth, right? So I'm one of those people. I said, Heineken, I called him, I said, bro, I ain't never seen hate like this before in my life towards Mariah Lynn. It's weird to me.
It's, the thing about...
Is it because she's white?
Is she white, though?
I mean, she's white and she's Spanish.
She's mixed with something.
But they don't care. When they talk about Mariah, they don't like the Spanish shit.
But here's
the Spanish shit. She's fucking white.
Phenotypically, she looks like a white woman, even though she might not be.
But
it's just
she
what
don't
it is.
act like,
that way, but
she don't act like a white woman. If
and that probably pisses them
around
off more.
Spanish women, they are Spanish women. I went to school with a girl named Dawn Fogelstrom. Dawn Fogelstrom, and she's Spanish. You would think she's white, and Dawn was nothing but 110% Puerto Rican.
Usher's wife, they think she's white. She's Puerto Rican.
But you know what? I think here's the thing.
See?
We come from New York.
Well, let me stop.
And in New York,
I know.
It is much different than outside of New York. See, New York is a melting pot, and it's cultural. Like me, I present as straight up Puerto Rican, right? But my mother's half black, half Chinese. Right, so I didn't. Yeah, so my father's Puerto Rican, my mother's half black, half Chinese. So I didn't grow up with a Puerto Rican mother. So I don't speak no Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like there were certain things that I came up with that people would identify as straight up like that's black culture, right? But you wouldn't know that. But in New York, we all live in the same place. Mostly everybody's Caribbean. Of some sort of Caribbean.
I'm not. I'm the only one that's not Caribbean.
That's you outside of
I am because everybody's like, what are you?
Right.
I remember being with fucking Black China and she said, what are you? And I was like, what you mean? She said, what do you mix with? Nothing. My father's from North Carolina. My mother's from Pittsburgh. I'm all nigga.
But in New York, the expectation is there's some Caribbean background, right? Or South American background. It's crazy no matter what your skin color, right? Yes. Outside of New York, you don't have that. So I think the majority of the commenting that you're getting when you look on social is coming from people outside of this area. And it's just... your skin color is like you white or black.
You're right because because this whole world is. I mean, this whole world. Sorry, this whole country because I gotta be writing this that.
Yeah,
is mostly country.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the city people, we're the rarest people out.
New York is because they don't understand us, which is why just having came up in this culture. That's why I identify so much with hip hop, right? Because there was never I never had a cultural issue in New York. I just here.
It's not set up like
When you go
that.
And we was
outside-
all the same.
when you go outside,
but
it's weird.
outside, it's different. They don't really know. They don't really understand. Like even Puerto Rican, they're like, "What are you?" Now maybe it's a little bit more
Because you think
widespread.
of the social
but
media,
Yeah,
so
social
people
media
are
is-
more aware.
it's just white or black. It's like, what are you? I remember the first time I was in Detroit. I remember I was in the CVS with my daughter, and this guy was like, trying to talk to me, and I wasn't really saying anything. He said, "Oh, you think you better than us because you half white?" I was like, "I'm not even half white. What are you talking about?" But I didn't, culturally, he didn't see Puerto Rican. He just saw you just mixed.
Just color skin.
Yeah, like
Their color
you too
skin.
light skinned, but there's something in you, but you're too light skinned. So it's just outside of New York. It's just different.
So you're a hip hop aficionado, is what I would call you. You've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
What's up with your people's Benzino crying
Yes.
on Drink Champ?
Y'all crazy.
Normally
I
we,
knew y'all was gonna bring that up.
but
He
I
tells me
was
this
gonna
stuff.
bring
See, I don't be, just so you know, Kim, I don't know nothing about content and social media.
Let's talk about
So
it.
my man tells me everything. She used to, I'll be like, oh, words,
you
I'm going to
did?
ask this nigga.
So listen.
I'm going to ask this female, this beautiful
Oh,
Chinese and black
And Puerto Rican.
and Puerto Rican female.
So listen.
because
He was drunk crying. Let me just say that.
okay.
Okay. He was drunk crying.
Take
right?
up for him, Kim. Why is she
because
taking up for him?
Listen, I'll tell you
Okay, go
why.
ahead.
I'll tell you why. Because I actually have a good relationship with Benzino now. Like years later, we've had a lot of conversations about the source coming up, even my lawsuit, everything. So
Well, we'll talk about that later. Finish.
I'll be always
I
talking
don't
about the
even know
lawsuit.
about the
though.
lawsuit, but go ahead.
You don't?
I just
really
started
don't know.
doing
That's good, that's
content.
good.
It's not
I'm
fake.
not
That's
going to bring
good.
up the lawsuit.
It's not
so-
fake, but go ahead.
'Cause
Tell
it's
us about
kinda old
Benzino.
news.
No, I don't want to. He didn't know for real. So
I don't know.
So we've talked since then, and to think we're in 2024 right now.
yeah,
That Eminem stuff was 20 years ago, right?
yeah.
And let me say this: a lot of the stuff he was saying 20 years ago, a lot of people didn't want to recognize, and today what I see is that people were leaning more to like his side because a lot of what he was saying was valid back then, but because he was someone in the culture and at the source at the time that was kind of hated. Like they didn't really like Benzino.
They always had a love-hate relationship with him. Is there a
Yeah.
reason why they didn't like him? Because I met him, I'm going to be honest. The way he is now is not how he was.
That's what everyone says.
I met him when he was cool with Ja Rule, when Ja Rule was the hottest nigga on the planet.
Oh, I was there.
In Miami,
So-
on Collins Avenue, I met him.
That's when he had the
He
nightclub.
was not this guy.
Was that when he had Zeno, Club Zeno? 'Cause-
I don't remember, but he was nigga.
No,
okay?
he's nigga.
And he was real different. Like, I don't give a fuck about
Violent.
nobody.
Yeah.
The almighty
RS
niggas.
Yeah.
And it was
RS.
street niggas. And he was totally different than this motherfucker
Right.
that y'all see on reality TV.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Well, I think that, he was in a position of power at the time.
Yeah.
And, the source, we kind of ran shit back then.
Yeah, I
It
had
was
a
just
lot
kind
of
of crazy that, it was,
I had a lot of people buying fake gold chains.
And
that's funny.
they needed the 5 mics.
Yes.
You was very influential. We looked for
Yes.
the credits in the
Yes.
album.
Yes.
We read the
And
write-ups
he was
because
in
y'all was the
control of
one.
that.
Because y'all
Like-
was the only ones that we could find out what the fuck. What was Jay-Z really thinking?
Right.
And
It
he's
was the
gonna
only
tell Source magazine.
Yeah.
Y'all, the Source was the source.
The Bible.
True,
yeah.
the Bible.
The
Yeah,
Bible, yes.
absolutely. When I was coming up, that's where I wanted to be. I wanted to get to the source, right? So, he was in control of that, having been part owner. Well, at least when I got there, right? There's a lot of history before I got there, and the story of the source is very, very layered and detailed, but it's great. When you think about one of the institutions in hip hop that has like that incredible story that you want to see. That story is an incredible story. I'm only a piece of that. My whole situation, my lawsuit, I didn't get there till 2000. That the whole
When was it birthed?
88.
88, late 80s. 80. I
88.
thought it was 89.
Word?
It was
88.
just a one sheet in a
Yeah.
newspaper.
Oh, so he started Hip Hop Weekly the same way he did with the Source.
Hip Hop Weekly came
It was
after
after
they
the-
were.
I'm saying, but they
Yep.
started
Yep.
with a
With
newsletter
the
too.
newsletter,
Ah, see now
No,
I'm peeping y'all
the
style.
history is crazy. And there
Okay,
was
go ahead.
so many people that, helped build it, and so many people that came out of it. And so like now for me, it's such a badge of honor. Like I'm proud of that. But there were years after my lawsuit and things where I just wanted to separate myself from the source. Because I was like, I got to establish myself, beyond that. But now that I transitioned into television in 2005, really when I left or when I got fired from the source, I went to work at BET. So I started working in digital, then I started working in production. And so like I've rebuilt myself as this producer. But a lot of people know me because I haven't really been out there as a producer. I kind of kept my head down. I don't want to deal with it. But a lot of people know me from the source, a lot of older people. When I sit down with my cast and, we talk about things and they meet me, I'm Kim from the Impact.
So I'm old. So I'm old.
Yeah.
That's what you say. I'm old nigga because I know you from the source.
People that know me from the source, we're a different generation. They new school people. I'm in my cast phone, not as Kim Osorio. They have me in as Kim from the Impact, or Kim from Love and Hip Hop, or Kim from Growing Up Hip Hop.
How do you feel about
from
that?
Hustle Brooklyn.
Dope? Was that dope, or was that whack to you? Because I think it's dope.
I think it's good. I love that I've been able to reestablish myself. I love that it's like in this industry, you got to continue to reinvent yourself. Yeah. Right? So like, if you are trying to get on to what everybody else is already on, you have already failed. You have to be on that. You have to have the forecast. And that's really what we had at the source, right? When we were doing articles and stuff, the source was able to tell you what was hot before it was hot. Yeah. And then it got hot. That you don't really have anymore. So I'm trained automatically to be like, what's next? Oh, now everybody want to be in television, do reality? Oh, okay, let me get out this shit right here. Like, let me figure out what's next. Because in hip hop, it doesn't work. Like,
but how'd you get to
bubble
reality?
Burst. I was on a show.
Yeah, I know you was on the show. Okay, so all right, so you was on the show with Jazz Fly, right?
Yes.
Is that the show you talking about?
Gossip Gang.
I mean, just so you know, Jazz Fly was with me at Compound.
Okay.
Jazz Fly, I got her the job when I was with Slide App. If you remember when she moved to California.
Yes.
I got her the job with Slide App because I met her from Tango and Neo, and we worked together when she put the mixtape out and all that other type of stuff. She took a picture of my tattoo when I had my thing. I know Kazim and all that. Like I'm not cool. I'm not cool with them, and I don't even know if they remember me from Jazz Fly.
I'm sure they do.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest, Kim.
You're
I don't like to
what
talk about myself.
saying?
No, people only know me from how I used to look. I never had braids. I always had a mustache. This right here.
You got a whole new look.
People have known me. Cardinal Official is my man. Like, and he didn't know it was me. He recognized my voice. Like, niggas know, like, J. Cole don't even know it's Randy. Like, Puffy saw me.
Not Randy.
Yeah, my name, Randy.
I didn't know that.
I'm Randy.
You're Randy.
Yeah. So when Puffy saw me, I know y'all don't like Puffy no more, but when he saw me, he couldn't believe it. He was around me for 2 hours.
He said, Randy?
No, he looked, and I had my shit on. He looked at me twice. I said, it's me, nigga. And he's like, what are you running from somebody? You cut your facial hair off, you grew your hair. I said, no, coronavirus. Wow. I told her that she didn't see me for a long time.
Right.
I didn't go to a barber. I just let my hair grow. She was like, well, you lucky that your hair could grow, blah.
Told you, nigga.
Yeah, she said that.
My hair can't grow like that.
So people don't know who I am. And I think that that's a good thing. Yeah. Because now they getting to meet me again. And now they're seeing me in this light. Because Hitmaker already killed me on camera talking about he was wild and he was just doing this.
Oh, Randy was the wild one?
Yeah,
okay.
Randy was
the
wild
I
one.
will say you are extremely inquisitive. Because when we had that meeting, all you just was asking me is like, how you doing this? Who you signed to? Who you with? I'm like, I'll just do us. That's it. And you're like, this is impossible what you're doing. And I'm like, really?
What was impossible about what?
Because I came under nobody.
I'm asking her. What did she think was impossible about it? Because people say that about us. We don't have no machine.
Right.
We just do what we do and use connections and figure out how to make money. What was so different? Because people don't know he was doing this for a long
time. See, a lot of it is that was at a time where that's Global Grind. So that's like 2010-ish,
2009.
So I was at Global Grind, and what we were doing at that time was we were identifying personalities in the space, right? So there was a blog time.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people
I remember that era.
don't know, right? So I didn't stay there long because I had put out my book, right? Straight from the source. Get on Amazon.
I remember.
So I put out my book right around the time I was at Global Grind. But when we were there, we were finding voices. And this is a time where the internet was really it was past when the internet bubble burst. But then now people were coming back and trying to figure out, really the birth of social media. Right?
It was 2010, right?
Yeah, it was really the birth of social media. And we were finding voices of people who we identified as, this person has a voice. And the voice is unique. And there was a lot of people back then. Nicole Bitchie was one. Also,
I forgot about Nicole Bitchie.
And
it was a few people.
It was Blogzilla. It was a lot of people that I can remember that we were just seeing and wanting to build your network, because it was when personalities were starting to come out more so.
But what were they doing, Kim, that was catching you out? Like, what was Blogzilla in hiding? What were they actually doing? Because people watch this show to try to figure out how they can make a mark.
It was more than just writing, because it was writing involved, or you were doing.
You were writing?
It was.
People think I did a lot of stuff,
but it was just really, I think, it was personality, a unique perspective. Right? Like, you could identify that early. There wasn't a lot at that time.
It wasn't a lot. That's the key
there wasn't
word.
A lot.
Okay. It was like, who's he under? Yep. How this happened?
Sign him.
Yeah.
It was like we were signing the you guys of that time.
Oh, I got you.
And we were finding it. Like what you see is podcasting now. It was like that was the infancy of it. So I think that Global Grind was a big part of that. And at the beginning, at the inception of it. But you talked about Jazz Fly, who that was someone also, right? Her unique voice, her writing talent, so strong.
Her writing talent was out of this
world.
world.
That was what connected me to her.
Okay.
So when I met her, this was before we did Gossip Game. When I met Jazz, she is like, she came up to me, she introduced herself. And she was like, I want you to read my writing. Everybody tells me that all the time. So I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. And usually I will get to it, but never on a good timing. And I read her writing, and I reached out to her because it was just really powerful. It was really good.
She was exceptional.
And come on, we're not going to do the emotional thing today.
No, I'm just saying she was exceptional. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, I didn't understand or think about social media till I saw your show.
Really?
I didn't get it. Because she was in the office with me. We was in Broadway at Compound.
Right.
And we would talk, and she would be like, I'm about to be on the show. I was like, for what? What the fuck do you do that niggas is gonna give a fuck about you being on the show, Jazz? And I'm moving to California, Randy. Jazz, let me tell you how deep we used to go. She used to make me weed cookies when she lived in the Heights.
Right.
All right? So I was going to the Heights, and she would come outside and give me the cookies, and that's how we built.
Jazz and I was really close, right?
No shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know. Because you was one of the people that she would be like, yo, Randy, I want you to meet Kim and all that. And I knew you from the magazines and from seeing credits, because I'm not the same person I am now. I was a hip hop head then.
Right.
Okay? I bought the CDs. I read the credits. I might not have read the whole writing, but I said, Kim Osorio, who is that? Who is Sway? Who is this? Who is that? This is what these niggas is doing. I wonder how they got up in that. But I'm a manager. I started promoting parties. So it all circumvented, and I understood the power that everybody had.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people in hip hop, they respected the source because the source was powerful. They might not have respected the people in the magazine to understand what they brought to the table and what they meant to hip hop in general. You know what I'm saying? And now, as I met Jazz, and she was like, Gossip Game, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm watching the show, and I'm like, this is what, wow, shit then changed.
Yeah. If that show was to come out today, I wonder if it would be received differently. I mean, it did do well.
The Gossip Viv moment, that was iconic.
Right, because you and Viv were on the...
Yeah, because I remember when Nelson bought her, he's like, you want to work with Gossip Viv? I'm like, yeah. Even though she just spit on Shorty, I said, I want this shit even more.
I forgot she spit on. I forgot she spit on.
Because what happened with that, we was already with
Viv,
50.
right.
It made everybody say, don't fuck with them. And you know, Viv is such a sweetheart, but that show was so groundbreaking because that was the first time people were speaking about a child changing their gender.
Yes.
So, and she had to deal with that in hip hop in real time. Yeah. So it was a massive amount of hate. Yeah. And she's just like, she's from
Child changed their gender.
Gossip Viv, she had a girl and she changed it to a boy.
Word.
This was 2010.
I don't know nothing about it.
2013.
2013. Oh, yeah, 2013.
This was my entry point into reality TV.
Yeah.
So I came in.
It was hectic, bro. I had to deal with that.
It was we talked about sort of like the pecking order. Mm-hmm. And it was focused on women because that's what reality shows, are skewing
you gotta
more
focus on women. Women want to tune into women. Men want to tune into women. That's reality.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's reality.
I get it.
So that was also a good time, I think. And for all of us, see, I was in a different point in my career. So they had put me as like the mother hen on that show.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's weird.
I didn't get that.
But you didn't get that?
I didn't understand why.
I didn't understand
it. I know, because I looked so young back then.
Yeah, I didn't get it, but I guess because you were the veteran.
I was the OG of
you was that. Veteran
because
right.
Angela was on the show from here and there. So it's like,
I remember that shit.
K5,
and it was, and like I said, that's right out of Kim shit. It was number women.
You gotta understand.
Was number women up there.
And you know what's funny? Out of like 3 of the 4 of the girls, after the whole This Is 50 thing happened with the first girl I had on, they was all trying to get me to do with a co-host, and they picked like 4 girls from the show. So one of the girls, I remember Star told me, yo, you should do the show with Miss Drama. Take her out to eat. So I took her
out to eat?
Yes. So we went to BBQs, right?
Wait, you didn't do that on the show?
No. Had you seen it? So she's like, I just lost weight, so please don't.
He wasn't a business.
No. I took her. Hold on. I paid for the dinner. And I remember she ordered a half a chicken. And I was like, this is a lot of chicken for a girl. I said, holy shit.
I remember after.
No. But
he said, you gonna eat the breast and the thigh?
No. And she ate the whole motherfucker. Right there.
Who the hell is Miss Drama? Is she big?
Remember?
Is she a big girl?
She wasn't, and she lost weight.
She lost
a lot of weight. So when she ate the half a chicken,
was she a big girl when she ate
you're
the
not
half a
getting
chicken?
what you heard what we both said. She was, and she
I'm
lost.
Just fucking with you.
No,
relax.
because we don't know that.
You ain't help her eat the chicken?
No, she ate it by herself.
Oh, she can ask you a question.
Yeah,
but I can't ask you a question
because she's only asking the same question one time. You asked it 3 times.
You ain't answer me.
Yes, I did. You ain't here.
What'd you say?
I said she was big and she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
she just said it.
And I asked you a question. Was she big when she ate the chicken?
You not.
Yo, the chicken. Not that I have ever ordered a half a chicken, but I'll be struggling. But hold on.
She ate it.
After this conversation, I will never ever
eat a half a chicken.
No, you know what I don't realize? Sometimes the guys really be watching what you order. Y'all really be watching what you order, and then get mad when a chick wanna be. I could curse on here. When a bitch wanna be like, I'll just have a salad. Y'all wanna be out? Come on, you just gonna eat a salad? I'm just gonna eat a salad because y'all gonna really sit here and judge if I want to get the dessert or whatever.
The fact that she ordered it wasn't the problem. Even if she took it home, that would have been cool. She ate that shit,
she ate the whole
all of it, and she ate it fast. I was like, holy shit, nigga.
I do not want to talk about what this girl ordered. I liked her.
You liked her, Miss Drama?
No,
I got
she's
along
cool
with everyone.
Shout out to you, Miss Drama.
Nah, she's cool. She's talented.
Her chicken.
A half a chicken?
Half a chicken.
That's an ill nigga.
Yo, listen.
Crazy.
Don't
like,
pick
she
out
ain't even bothering you.
All right, we'll cut this out the footage.
20 years later, here you come. She done got by for the last 10 years without no one knowing that she ordered 15, that she ordered this half a chicken. And here he come with this.
And he slopped it up.
This is what men do. Y'all come with the little bit of information 15 years later that could really
ruin you.
Yeah.
Next guy to take her out to dinner.
Right now, she's in trouble with that chicken.
Nah.
And she's in trouble. Her man is looking at her like, you've been eating half of chickens for 15 years.
I want to get off this conversation.
Yeah, I was just but they tried Viv. It was other girls too.
I can't believe that's the one thing he remembers.
It was just amazing. Real fast. It was just amazing.
He Haitian, Kim. He different.
Nah, you ain't seen a half a chicken, my nigga. Like a half a chicken. See, y'all used to seeing chicken wings, legs, breasts, and thighs. Split that shit in half and then gut it. And then you gonna tell me.
You know how they, was it the little chicken? You know how they had a little
It's the Dallas
chicken?
It's not a hen.
BBQs.
It was not a hen. It was not a Cornish hen.
No, Cornish hen, I know that. They're naturally small.
I got it. I got it.
You've had the
Yo,
Hennessy.
Bianca said that's a lot of chicken.
Yeah, like Dallas BBQs.
Nah,
It's a lot of fucking chicken.
Miss Drama, I tried to take up for you, Miss Drama, but even Bianca said
Bianca,
that's
is
a
that
lot
not a
of
lot
chicken.
from Dallas BBQs? No, not the chicken wings.
Well, guys, the Gossip Game is still on.
Maybe, but it was the
I
half
think it
the
might be on Amazon Prime or Hulu or something. You
it?
can watch it. I think so. I think so.
Do you get residuals from it?
No.
If it's on?
No.
Why you said that like you're lying?
So you don't get residuals from the This is real shit.
When I signed on as a cast member back then.
Oh, you was a cast member.
I was a cast member back then.
But you get a residual now as a producer, correct?
Congratulations.
I'm just asking a question.
I have to check my
is BagFuel.
contract.
This is fueling.
Every show is different.
Kim, this is fueling young minds to get to the bag legally.
Right. Let me call my agent.
So they don't know about what producers do.
Mm-hmm.
You went from being on the Source as a writer of in the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
You went to TV. Now you producing, getting niggas checks.
Working websites,
Niggas
too.
want to know what's up, Kim.
What does it take to survive in this motherfucker? Real shit.
In the TV shit?
But just in hip hop.
In hip-hop,
Answer everything. His question and my question too. It's everything. Fuck it.
Okay. What was the first part?
You know what the first
No,
part
I don't
was.
remember. You said the residuals.
The residual. Are you
As
getting
an EP?
residuals as a producer from what's this new show called Impact?
The Impact.
Oh my gosh, you're asking me for contractual specifics. So
Okay,
look, I would have to check my
before the
contract on
Impact.
that because
Talk about another contract. Forget the Impact. We can skip Impact.
you can get residuals for a show.
That's
yes.
all I want.
That's cool.
But let me say this,
Okay.
right? Every show is different. Every contract is different. When I do certain shows like the Impact, for example, I'm contracted as an executive producer because that's not my show, right? It would be a different deal if I brought the show and I packaged the show.
Okay.
And
you
then
would get more money.
depends.
So is
because
that
it
what's gonna-
depends. Because let me say this, a
Okay.
lot of shows go over budget.
Was
Right?
that what's going to go on when you bring our show to the table and you get us paid?
We're not gonna
get
go
more
over budget
residuals?
because so that's why you got to crunch the numbers and make sure we don't go over budget.
Just pay me right, Kim.
Because nobody listen. It's one of
Just
the.
make sure we're on all 12 episodes. Because if we're not on that
Pay me
episode, we don't
right,
get paid.
Kim.
I want to be on all 12 episodes.
Thank you, Heineken.
Even if we don't talk, you could be like, there's their face.
I'm going to look like a snack. I'm going to work out
Listen.
too. I'm going to have a
jogging.
trainer like
I'm going to bring my jawline back.
I'm
My
going
shit
to
look
wear
lit.
tight gray sweats and everything. I'm
Yup.
up.
Not the tight grace.
That's absolute
The
shit.
thing is this. You know what you said that struck a chord.
What's up?
You said I'm gonna be in all 12 episodes.
I know the lingo.
When I was 3 years ago, when I was doing shows, we were getting 24 episode orders from the network.
That's a lot.
Right now, it's 8 to 10. So do the math on that. That means less viewers on television, more people moving to streaming, right? Like my kids don't even want a TV in their room. I'm like, hey, you want to put this TV? They're like,
Nope.
for what?
What they want?
On the phone and
They
tablet.
watch everything on their phone.
They don't
watch
want TV at all.
TV in clips,
Yep.
right? So now
Micro.
the measure
Of
I
your
think
value.
you measure what happens differently on social media or on streaming, right? A lot of kids watch television on TikTok.
Yes.
They watching TV on TikTok.
Interesting, Kim.
So
Do you think like
it's
how
different. So that's why if you hear from a lot of people, I obviously I have a lot of relationships with people who have done TV shows and
Yeah.
they have to continue to make money after they leave the show or when the show goes off the air because you're only coming on once a year, a couple months. A lot of people are going to Snap, right? Because they're making money off Snapchat right now. Right? Like, oh, you know how much money I made off Snap?
How are they? What? That's a whole other thing.
Look,
Let me.
but you know what else they do on
Content,
Snapchat
it's
too, right,
content.
Kim? I'll show you.
I don't want to see
What are they doing on Snapchat? Finish, Kim. You said so they're making money
They're
on
producing
Snapchat.
their own content.
I'll show you a girl you know.
Listen, I don't know who you following a Snap. Okay,
She's
I'm
a
talking
famous
about
video vixen.
What do you
video
say
hits.
they doing on Snapchat?
Selling pussy. This one girl,
they selling pussy. Yo, they selling pussy on Snapchat.
I am not promoting that.
Yo,
No,
but I'm just saying,
But-
Snapchat is the biggest place to sell vagina.
Is
Yes.
it? I
Yes.
thought it was OnlyFans.
Because it's
Snapchat.
See, because I wouldn't know.
Snap. What? I'm gonna show you this girl.
see,
You know.
she's back there telling you Snapchat is the way for selling
Every
the
girl that
vagina.
sells pussy is doing it
my
through
God,
Snapchat.
So they
why
selling
are we
pussy
talking
and
about
making
this
money?
on-
Hold on, I'm gonna show
So
you
they
this.
selling pussy and making money on
Hold on,
Snapchat too?
hold on,
That's
That is
double
not the
dipping.
content that I'm producing.
That's double dipping. That's double dipping.
I don't know anything about that business.
Here's this one girl right here.
Oh my God,
You know
he's
her.
He's showing it.
Yeah. We all live. This is all live. This is all real, uncut.
She don't got no video up, but
You ain't got to do that.
she's going busy.
So you follow her. So you
Yeah, I don't
listen,
pay though, but I
to
follow.
each his own.
Yeah.
If that's people gotta make
You
their
know
money.
her, right?
Not personally,
But you
of
know
her.
who she is.
Yes, I do.
You know everybody, Kim, because you a legend.
But Kim, I
I
think
know a few people.
I think you said something interesting on how you measure a view, because
Yes.
do you think that's going to turn into how streaming counted for like album sales now, and it could either catapult the money or decrease the money? Because now they could say 100 views on Instagram counts as half a view. If you get where I'm coming from.
I do get where you're coming from, but it's very complex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like when it comes to streaming music, for example, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of context when I talk about that.
Got you.
I've done a little bit of research. I have people who work in those places, but that I know and I can like kind of pick their brain. But they're robbing artists. I mean,
Yeah,
so
blindly.
somebody has to change.
The metrics?
Yeah, but that comes with legislation. If y'all don't speak up and you don't sue and there isn't legislation, then there cannot be any change made.
Well, we know you know
So-
about lawsuits.
Those are good segues.
Why don't you explain to me about the lawsuit that I don't know about?
You didn't know
I'm just
about
trying to
my
impress you
lawsuit?
so you can develop a show for us and get us paid.
You don't know
I'm
about my-
smart. You got to bring the right people on your show. You can't just have anybody on your shit. Nah.
I feel like I've arrived.
No,
Thank you for having
clearly.
me.
But how do you
BagFuel.
know what I'm saying? Talk to me about that.
So that was 2005, right? So
What was
like
2005?
my lawsuit. My lawsuit. And when I sued The Source, it was for harassment, gender discrimination,
You wasn't fucking in there?
defamation.
Because you
First
was
of all,
young.
that's what
you
we're
was
not
young,
gonna do.
You was young
Hold
and
on
you
a
was
second.
Puerto
No.
Rican and Chinese and black and all this. You wasn't fucking in there.
And all the rappers like you.
First of all-
I know niggas was trying to hit that. What?
Yeah, a
What
lot
we
of
talking
rappers liked you.
No,
And they
talking
still
about?
do.
No.
What are we talking about? Are we gonna be for real or we gonna be
I'm
some
always
fake?
be real.
Is,
I'm
it,
always
is this
be real.
reality
But listen,
show or is this real show?
No. Like, let's talk about fucking. Let's talk about it. Right? Let's talk about it if y'all want to talk about. Because here's my first question: do y'all do this to the men that come up here? If you say yes,
We just did it with the
right,
R&B.
'cause don't do
Wait, Bianca, do we give niggas hell on this show or not?
it's always because
So we
when
ain't
you
gotta
have,
talk about fucking.
Yeah.
No, let's not talk
That's
about
fine.
it, Kim
We can talk about-
Osorio.
No, but 'cause-
No. A Chinese lady can attack me and it's gonna be perceived differently. But when we ask her about
That's
fucking
right.
that she did 20
No,
years
because
ago,
listen.
it's foul.
let me say what I did do 20 years ago.
Okay.
Enlighten.
I don't know, Kim. So you know what I'm saying?
He really don't know.
I really
know,
don't
but
know.
Let me tell you what I was.
I'm being real quiet.
Damn.
I owned what I did at all points, right?
Got you.
If you look at now the landscape of how people interact, and when you meet people, women and men meet each other in this space, and they date and they do what they do, it's all good, right? In 2000 to 2003, whenever I was at the Source, right, it was always a secret for
What?
women.
Okay.
Got you.
Women felt like they could not own what they did. And I'll just tell you straight
couldn't.
up.
You couldn't.
Like, everybody's always concerned with what a woman does with her pussy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, right? It's nobody's business.
That's true.
And when I was at the Source, I think people, and I'm, all right. So I like to think of myself like this,
Oh,
right?
she's good.
I'm a
We
hard,
almost done, yo. We almost done.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we
now
about
we
to.
not done.
I got one more question
I
for
like
her.
to be I like to consider myself as someone very hard to get, right? Now, that
Pressure.
doesn't mean you can't, that doesn't mean that you can't meet me, right? And
Take you to the bathroom real quick.
Can't do that. See that? You can't do that.
I was just saying, I thought you was going there. I'm sorry.
You're not spicy?
No. Because there are some men who are very manipulative, or they try to get at you for different reasons, right? And I was young and, fascinated with, I think, my position, right? And
you was feeling yourself. Nothing wrong with that.
No. I'm always feeling myself.
Ooh,
I'm always
that's
feeling
the Puerto
myself.
Rican in you.
Here we go. I'm always feeling myself.
Let's go,
But I
Kim.
think back then I was young, right? So I didn't understand why certain people. Sorry, I have the emergency bypass for the kids. So I didn't understand why certain people were trying to get at me.
They
right?
wanted the 5 mics.
Less about the 5 mics and more
Status?
about their ego and the status of knocking somebody down.
I'm about
right?
to say, you know what it'd be like to bend her over doggy
Listen,
style and
but
she's in
that's
the
what you
sauce
don't do
and
that.
I'm a rapper?
But this is right.
Niggas gonna be up. That's leverage, Kim.
I'm up.
That's
what are you
leverage.
talking about?
That's real
No,
shit.
You
listen.
see that girl writing on the article? I'm hitting
That pretty
Right,
girl
but that's-
that gives the 5 mics. Oh, word.
I'm
Give that nigga up. Yo, Kim, you know how stupid that
I'm
sounds?
dumping down.
Somebody might give him a budget, rappers might have got another album deal.
Because a lot of artists are so consumed with themselves and their ego
That's true.
that's what it's about. Right? And that's what I think. And it wasn't just me at the source. Let's cut that narrative out, right?
So what was the narrative?
It was a lot of women in positions of power. So a lot of men and a lot of high profile men wanted to knock down the woman who was in a position of power. And I happened to be in a position of power
That's how
at
I
that
got
time.
on.
Yeah.
And let me say, it wasn't easy. So if there was ever anything, you had to put in that work.
What you saying? You're picky. That's all you saying.
But see,
I ain't mad at that.
And I told him the truth about me since we spitting truth.
Right.
How I made it in the music business was fucking the right girl.
But that's
But it's the same situation as if I met you, right? Not fucking her to get a position.
Right.
I just happened to be fucking the right girl to the point that she was like, I fuck with him. He's straight up. I know niggas that manage. I'm going to put you with them. I'm going to give you a publishing deal for your songwriters. Although they don't have any placements, I believe in them. Rock Wilder needs a manager. I'm going to put you with Rock. This is what it was, whether people like it or not. Jessica Rivera was a publisher, right? She took time with me to say, I'm taking meetings with her and I'm playing beats. Hey, yo, Randy, come in here. Let me talk to you real quick. You ain't going to make no money doing this. You got to come in here with songs. Women had the power at that time.
Still.
But I think it's for men and women, it was different back then. And I think a lot of women felt like they had to protect their reputation, right, in order to continue to advance themselves in their career, right? I was very open if there was ever a situation, right? And there was a lot of shit going on, let me just say this. But I was very open back then where I always felt like I had this chip on my shoulder, like I'm good at what I do. I know what I do. Don't ask me no questions about who I'm with or what I'm doing because it's none of your business. And that was my position. That's what a lot of women, I think, have nowadays, right? Like you can't really say the things that were said to me back then now to a woman. It's like, oh my God. But back then, the minute I decided to file a lawsuit, there was a lot of stones thrown at like, well, she was involved with certain people. And you could not do that today. You could not. So I had to deal with a lot as a young woman, right? With all that pressure. Right. Because this was before Me Too. This was before people, it was like, you don't sue, you don't do that. I was like, oh no, yes, I do.
Did you unofficially have the first Me Too lawsuit in hip hop?
I don't know if it was the first because a lot of people went through things in hip hop, right? A lot of people are standing up for the things they went through back then. Now,
but
I back then was like, I'm only 20-something years old, but this ain't right. I'm not scared. I'm going to do this. I'm going to speak up for myself. And there wasn't a lot of people that stood behind me on that.
But
there were people, but not a lot.
But here's where people will give you a different level of respect. You did it in a short time frame from what the perception is. I don't know what the real, but it's still a short time.
Right.
where people are having issues now is people waiting 20, 30 years. And they're like, if it was really an issue, why didn't you go right away? So as a person who went through that, give both perspectives.
I mean, everybody, has to go through things in their own time, right? And that they're talking about that window that was open for people, that new law, right? Yeah. Where they have until a certain date to file this stuff, right? And I don't know what another woman's personal trauma might be if they haven't spoken up for themselves in 20 years. Because I did it back then. I was like, I'm the type of person, no, I can't live in the past like that. I can't be sitting around like, oh my God, they hurt me 20 years ago. I just can't do that. Like, I have to move on, right? But, I'm sure everyone everybody is on their own journey. And I'm sure women, maybe they held it in for so long and now they have to speak up about it. I don't really know too much specifically about that particular law. And I mean, I would have to read up more on it. But everybody has their own.
A lot of people doing money grabs. That's the perception of it.
Every situation is different. So I have seen some. I have seen some where I'm definitely like a raise the eyebrow, like, now.
And then there's some we could be like, I think he did that.
I don't want to say no names, but we've been in the music, but we all did wild shit. Like we all did wild shit.
It's a lot of wild shit.
I was with a rapper that if a girl wanted to fuck him, right? He was like, yo, you gotta get my mans in them the pussy first.
That's crazy.
Straight up. And I would be like, yeah, you gotta give us the pussy first. You bugging.
but when you think about it.
And they wanted to fuck the rapper. See, rapper shit is different now. Right? In the 90s and the early 2000s, when you was a rapper, you was a fucking phenomenon, nigga. Yeah. It was totally different.
Yeah.
All right. So when a nigga said, "Oh, you want to fuck me? Yo, fuck my man's," shorty was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Because I really want to get close to whoever you are, and I'm going to go do it because to make it in 2000, 2001, 2002,
it's unheard of.
Unheard of.
It was different.
And the right hit records, and just to be here, being a manager and making that money and being with Rockwilder, I was a phenomenon. 23 years old, making all this money with budgets and Sony. I was a fucking phenomenon. You saw K-Max still talk about it. Randy was the only nigga that was doing this shit, calling niggas. So when you dealing with that type of time, it was mad different shit going on. I knew who she was, but you know what?
All of us
She wasn't in my circle. Right. I was in the creative circle. I was in the studio with Kanye, Mario Winans.
I used to work for Kanye,
Rockwilder. Really? I didn't know that. I knew people that worked. Nah,
so
I didn't.
I might have been around. You ain't know.
You might have been, but see, even when I'm around people right now, niggas be like, I was just. If you knew me, you knew me. But if I was with Clue or something like that, I was just in the corner chilling, rolling my weed. That's this man's show. Clue's my best friend, and he's the hottest nigga on the planet. But that got nothing to do with me.
Right.
I'm Randy, and I don't manage him. I don't do nothing. I just roll with him. He's my friend. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of places that I would have been. I saw you many times. I know it's many times that people been in places, but I don't walk up and speak to them because it was different back then. I wasn't going to speak to Kim Osorio unless I wanted to hit it. I was trying to do some business with her. It was a reason why I was talking to you.
He's going to absorb your time.
Yeah, it was a reason why. If I'm coming over to Kim, trust me, I got plans for you.
In some capacity. Yeah.
If I don't got plans for you, it's no reason for me to talk to you because I'm a manager.
Kim, as a journalist, are you in the same realm as Elliot Wilson and being frustrated at the quality of perceived journalism? Question. Or do you feel like it's transitioning the right way and we got to give it time? Because you are a writer, not was.
I am. I am a writer.
You wrote
I've always been a storyteller.
You still write?
Yes.
Okay.
No matter, I don't write articles and music reviews and things like that because, to be honest, it stopped being lucrative, right? And when I transitioned out of the space, just to think of what type of money we made back then and what
it's the same thing he says.
Now it's a different. It
Not
wouldn't
even
be.
fun
It's not
no
worth
more,
my time
Kim.
though.
Kim,
It's not worth
how
my time.
about the fun? I don't want to stop you, but the fun was
but
so different.
it was a lot. It was a lot
So
different,
different.
right? But you know, journalism has changed, right? So when you say, "Am I in the same space as Elliot?" I don't want to say
how he
yes.
feels about journalism.
I gotta look at everything Elliot has said. I might have missed some stuff, but like I don't just want to say yes, right? Because I know Elliot. Elliot was a part of the reason why I started writing, right? Like he was someone who helped my career very early on. And Carlito, you know, I don't want to ever forget about Carlito and Riggs and like that team that we had back then
He was at the
as journalists.
Ellie Wilson was at the source? Ellie Wilson was at the source too?
Yeah.
I didn't
You didn't know that?
Nah.
Before.
See, coming from the creative side, we didn't give a fuck about who was writing.
Here's the thing. So Elliot, when he left, you know, a lot of people back then, like before me, when they left the source, it was never on good terms, right? It was always like standing up for something or standing against something, right? And that had a lot to do with Benzino. But so Elliot, when he left, he went to XXL. Before I got to the source, Elliot hired me. I was one of 4 people that worked for Elliot, that worked with Elliot in his first run at XXL. I just left after a month because then Carlito came and offered me a job at the source and I wanted to be at the source. So like that was a big piece of like my come up, right? And then he kind of, him and I were at the editor-in-chief positions of both of those magazines at the same time when both of those magazines were at its height.
He was editor-in-chief at Source and he was
And he was
editor-in-chief at
XXL,
Double XL.
at its height.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
that's a beautiful
I don't think that
rivalry.
either of those magazines have reached the heights.
In that
From
time
when
frame.
y'all was working with them.
They not selling.
Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Because if we really start talking about it, people's feelings going to get hurt. They're not selling what they were selling when we were at the helm of that magazine, right? And we did have the journalism thing embedded in us, right? And in addition to that, we also came from within the culture. So it was journalism, but there was also a piece of responsibility of representing the culture and making sure that we did that properly, right? And that we were like, you know, it was like a for us, by us type of shit. It ain't like that no more. Because you could look at people who are in certain positions and be like, y'all really, okay. So I think that I do share certain sentiments that he has, but I also embrace, I didn't stay in the game. So maybe if I stayed in the game, I can't see myself like, you know, right now, like, hey, y'all, you know, this is the next hot shit. It's just not where I am in my life. I have, and a lot of us, right? Like a lot of us transition to TV. You know, look at Riggs. He's at the helm of A&R at Def Jam.
Okay.
Right now. So Carlito's writing for, you know, scripted series and, you know, Selwyn, like all of us who kind of came up during that time, Chael, like we are in different spaces. We kind of grew out of the hip hop journalist space. Aaliyah King, right? She's, you know, an editor in book publishing. So like we are not thinking the same way he's thinking because we're not in it. He's still in it. He's still in it. He's still like, and
Boots
that's
to the
what,
ground.
yeah, you know, and look, and to his credit, right? That's why he's earned that title of when, you know, Elliot kind of goes out there as like the GOAT of hip hop journalism, right? He's done his thing, but I couldn't see myself at this age with grown up kids with the hip hop space is so young. And it's a different space. Now, maybe on some legacy shit, you know, because I'll write about a LL Cool J or I'll write about, you know, the stuff that Big Daddy Kane and the shit that I love. But I can't, what can I really tell you, you know, about an Ice Spice?
Or a 4-1.
That's not for me, right? Like, so I can't be in the space and I can't tell these kids how they're going to receive the content or how they want to receive the content. So in that respect, I can get on a soapbox with this shit all day. I'm a little bit different, right? Because journalism is different. It's a different art form. It's not the hip hop of our day. Like, I'm not going to sit up here. Am I going to really want to dissect, you know, Lotto versus Ice Spice right now the same? I'm not doing that because why would I do that? I remember when we were writing at The Source, a lot of the older journalists were kind of in that same space, but there were those who were moving on. They were doing I was looking up to like a Nelson George, right, and what he was doing, and look at what Nelson does now. Like that's where I'm like,
he's different.
That's where I'm going.
Out of here,
yeah. Like Nelson
He
George
graduated.
was a hip hop journalist.
Yes, he was.
Do you know what I'm saying? Can you imagine if Nelson was online like, y'all motherfuckers,
So can I ask you a real question without it being controversial?
Sure.
And you cannot answer it. Do you think Mr. Wilson should move on?
He has to. I think he has moved on. I think he's done different things in this lane, but he got to decide what's right for him is not right for me. This is just my experience and where I am and what I look up to. And I think, what I love to do is identify the new and up and coming journalists of today and be like, this is that person y'all need to listen to in that space. I see they know what they're doing. But I'm not jumping in that space.
Is that the people that you choose to get the TV deals for? You don't fuck with us like that?
Sometimes. No, I'm just
fucking with you. I'm having tequila. Listen, I'm just having fun. I'm not serious. I'm not serious, everybody.
What you guys do in podcasting has kind of been really the space where I've seen some journalists kind of leap into, journalists of my era. And that's kind of an older space as well. I'm not saying y'all not hit
No, I know what you mean.
But it's like, you look at what Joe has done. You know what I'm saying? Like in podcasting, Nori, right? Like artists that have transitioned.
So you think
they don't call themselves
old niggas work in podcasting?
Listen, y'all men got a lot of stuff y'all need to say in these podcasts.
So you think old? So she said
it's our
old
therapy.
Niggas work. 45 and up, y'all work in podcasting. Is that what you saying, Kim?
Because they got the experience.
Is that what you saying, Kim? Don't try to duck me out, Kim. Don't point to Heineken.
Not 45. But 40 plus. This is the space right here.
I'm 45. I'm proud to be there, but I'm just saying 40 plus is cool.
It's therapy.
Yeah, it's therapy.
It's not therapy. See,
it's a lot of therapy for some.
You're not looking at it like that.
It's therapy.
So you think it's therapy for me?
No, not you.
I'm asking.
No,
I think it's a great thing, though.
It's for the other dudes.
For you and for your audience.
Yeah,
it's absolutely therapy.
What you think about the therapy, mister?
What you mean?
Because you say you think it's therapy.
Not for us, bro.
For other people?
Yes,
for
you too?
No.
Because she's saying for us. That's what I'm trying to see.
But I'm saying more importantly for the audience. But
Outside
for you
of it, it's more therapy for us.
Outside of it meaning what?
This is a way for you to express yourself.
We would be.
Heineken, stop.
Kim,
I'm asking a question.
No, Kim, I'm so dialed down from what I would really want to do just because the people can't handle it. This is really child's play.
But it's
and know my resume.
Kim,
Bianca don't know.
Kim, let's say this on camera. Let's say this on camera. It's my fault. It's my fault. Because when he was doing that,
right,
I would be like, I can't fuck with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's my fault. We talk about this off of camera and everything. Although people praise him. When they see him, they be like, oh my God.
Angela was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, you're a whole new nigga. And I just sit over here like a proud father, like, see? But then he comes back and be like, this shit is trash. It's boring.
Nah, but
you know what I'm saying? This is trash. It's boring. You're dialing me down. You're busting us back. Pause.
But it's working, though.
He don't like this shit.
Even though I don't like it.
It's working,
success,
but he hate it.
I'm never going to be mad at the success, and it's not going to have me in the mirror like, oh my God, I don't feel like myself. Sometimes you got to learn how to adjust. Just like how you said you love journalism, but what is the actual plateau and growth? What does it turn into?
Yeah, what is it?
Yes. Yeah. So sometimes you got to do uncomfortable things to put yourself in a better longevity situation.
He's that guy.
But, I think, look.
It's a fine balance.
We talk about television and Kim, when you going to come? This is the new reality TV
When you
space.
gonna come what?
Come get us for a show.
Yeah.
I said that.
Yeah, that's what they be saying.
When you coming for us?
Oh, so you remember that?
Of course.
Yeah. She working.
But I'm always working. I'm always on. But this right here is like the new kind of reality show.
I got a scene for you that you could write.
No, if they put us on TV, it's up.
No,
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling
but y'all are on TV.
No.
We are on TV.
No. Everybody posts us.
Right.
I'll be like, damn, niggas be really watching us on TV. Yeah. I'll be bugging. We come in place, I'll be like, oh shit, that's me.
But I just said this is a new TV.
But you know what comes with the mainstream TV? A different type of respect for the bag.
Yeah.
And that respect will have me going nuts in corporate America. And that's what I personally want.
But that's because corporate America, the networks that are in charge, right? They always take a minute to catch on to
Yes.
what's
Of
next.
They're late.
They're late.
I got a great
They got the
storyline for you
budgets.
too.
You do?
Oh yeah, me figuring it out, and then she's my publicist, and it's like a fake
shit, you
relationship,
figured
but
it
a
out?
real relationship.
It's a reality
That
show.
I will sell the movie.
Do y'all fall
My
in
man
love?
shot
Do
his
y'all fall in
shot.
love?
We'll figure it out.
He did.
Yo, bro, my
He did.
nigga shot his shot on Kim.
did.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
it,
when
yeah.
you do shit like that.
I'm telling you, it's
I
gonna
love
work.
that.
Then she's gonna be like, "You're fucking up the bag. You're doing this. I didn't leave this relationship for this, Kim."
You know what I would
He's an
say to
idiot.
that? You know what I would say to that idea?
What's that?
My real life answer. People pitch me stuff every day. You know what I say to that?
And it's gonna be non-scripted.
No, I'm gonna tell you. Because I work in ensemble cast. I'm gonna say, go find me 4 other people just like you with the same similar situation. And now let's go.
What, with a Bianca behind the scenes?
With
that he want to fuck and be with?
Right, with a him.
all
Now
right,
we
you
gotta go somewhere.
Oh, Love and Media.
Right.
Game over.
Right, you got it.
BagFuel, Kim Osorio. Follow this lady if you want to be on TV.
I just need an advancement so I can get her body right.
Yo,
Give me
bro,
like 3 weeks.
Bro,
He said Love and Media.
I like when you do shit like that.
Yeah. It don't take me long to get right. 5 weeks, I'm camera ready.
Oh,
Just give me an
I ain't talking
advancement.
like
I hear
this.
you.
And you can keep the back end.
And no half chicken orders.
No half chicken.
No,
Bianca,
if I'm working out full
Bianca,
chicken.
you only allowed to get quarter chicken when you going out with this
A
nigga.
wing
No
and a
rice. You
thigh.
can
No.
quarter chicken and
She
vegetables.
works out. She can eat a half a chicken.
Ooh, and he knew that too.
He talking crazy.
Yo,
I like when this
it's-
nigga like this,
you
right?
call me
He
spicy.
had her feet out and fucking say less. Did you know? Yo,
What is really
BagFuel, like,
BagFuel.
subscribe, super thanks. We might have to do a part 2 with Kim
think
Osorio
we
because
should.
we didn't get into her business enough this time. It was real political.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So after the show is over, after Impact is done for the season,
we
We done.
it's done already.
Yeah, I'll be back next week.
That's why Chinese Kitty. Oh
Let's
no.
come. We'll come back next week. We done. We done filming.
Shit.
We're done filming.
So
We're
that's
gonna
why
air.
Chinese Kitty was talking shit because it's over.
The money
Oh,
truck.
Chinese Kitty, I like your style. You keeping your money coming. You smart. Rhetoric,
She is
shout
a
to
smart
Rhetoric,
girl.
though. Y'all
Go on,
niggas is smart.
We
BagFuel.
outta here.
We out.